Hey guys, nanDEMOnai here, nanDEMOnai for the demo of Culina. Culina? The Spirit of Cooking. It is a visual novel game that's currently up on Kickstarter. As of this recording, they are about a little over a quarter to their goal of 10,000 total. And this one caught my eye just because, having worked in a kitchen for God knows how many years, kind of my thing. Made in RenPy, I believe. At least the main file was definitely a Pi file, py. So, could possibly be from there. We shall see. Okay. Once upon a time, there was a really awesome chef. He was going places. He won every TV competition and had too many awards to list. This guy was me. Hi, guys. Nah, I'm just kidding. I mean, one day I hope to have my name out there, but I barely gotten started. I'm a student at Paloma College. It's a culinary and business college that lets students get a BA in business at the same time as culinary certification. Not that uncommon, because a lot of culinary schools will have side courses for restaurant management, and you're going to have to kind of shift your focus a bit, depending on which way you want to go. It is a pretty rigorous curriculum, and I have to say I'm kind of nervous about being a student here. My parents insisted that if I want to pursue a culinary career, then I have to work as soon as possible while getting a degree that will help me get a real job when cooking falls apart. Parents suck. It's not an impossible program, but there aren't very many school breaks. I'm lucky that there's even an opportunity to do this. Most people get a bachelor's, then go to culinary school. I know the restaurant business is hard, but I'll prove to my parents that I can make a living off my dream. To make that happen, I need money. I guess I'll try to use as little of my allowance as possible. Every little bit counts. I've got to get a part-time job, too. I'm also going to need a plan, something that'll help me learn how to successfully keep a restaurant going and get to run one. I don't want something like in Restaurant Impossible. I'm going to be Restaurant Possible. Also, I need a better restaurant name. I have a job at the school post office, which works out well. The hours are flexible, and it's mindless enough that I can think about paper topics and stuff during hours. It's also a great way to meet people. I share shifts with this guy, Paul, who lived nearby, and we became fast friends. Sometimes he drags me to his family's place and away from campus when I need to get distracted. Today, it's one of those days. Where are we going? I look up from the course catalog and grin. Oh, hey, Paul. Not much. Just thinking about the plan again. Paul looks interested, and he tries to read upside down. Oh? Trying to decide which practical skills class to take? I nod. Yeah, but you start thinking about next semester, and then the semester after that, and then all of a sudden it's graduation. Paul grins. Well, not everyone gets to inherit a family business. I glare at him. Thanks for that. I'm just kidding, chill. We haven't even finished our first year. It's just between simulation practical skills class, right? It's sure, no, whatever. What are you trying to decide between? Between jumped up at me. Take a deep breath for the rant that I've been building up the whole time. Well, I'm sorry, it's me. Well, for sure next year I want to take the introductory management course with practical experience and the head chef planning simulation course, but I don't know which order to take them in. We're in the room for a moment to gather my thoughts. If I'm a chef first, then I'll understand what kind of manager I need as a chef, but I might not learn proper management skills because that restricts freedom as a chef, and I might put the whole chef experience first. Actually, it's pretty key to learn some management as a chef so you can keep your bitches in line. Paul looks like he wants to say something, but I keep going before he can interrupt. But if I take the management course first, then I might wind up too conscientious as a chef about all the things that annoyed me when I had to learn how to guide other people. Try to finish my rant up quickly before Paul gets any more confused. He's all like, duh. But what I really want to take both courses, and I have to take them anyway, and they're important basics, so I just need to take a deep breath and pick one, but I have no idea which one to pick. I look at Paul expectantly. Well? Paul laughs. Man, you're overthinking this too much. I want to point out that maybe he's not thinking about it enough, but I wait for him to finish. The problem is which to take first, and take the chef course. We have to take cooking classes anyway, so it'll help you decide what classes to focus on for the scope of your specialty. I see lettuce down here. This may have been translated from something. Paul notices how skeptical I am of such an easily made opinion and explains what he means. Management is important, but most people take it as juniors or seniors anyway to put it off, so you'll still be ahead of the game if you take it second semester. Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Thanks. No problem. Now, I brought you to my family shop for free manual labor. I don't see working. Dad better not catch you slacking off. Paul groans. Geez, we move enough packages with our work at the post office as it is. I feel like we shouldn't have to move crates of vegetables in our free time, too. A lot of stuff on my mind. What should we do? Let's make a joke. Yeah, especially with this kind of celery. You make the worst puns. Celery? Really? Is that the best you could come up with? I actually just heard a celery pun like today. Ugh. Ugh. I know it was yesterday. Anyway. Hey, I've been thinking about classes all day. Cut me some slack. Should have a comma here. Hire me to proofread, guys. I'm personally inclined to agree. That's just too corny. Sorry. This is all your fault. Now I'm gonna think about puns. The rest of his visit stays in awkward silence. His father kind of jumped in really awkwardly and wasn't really addressed. Oh my God! Did a whole week go by? Maybe they just fast forwarded so you can get a taste of everything in the demo. I rush into the room, almost late for the first day of class. It's not my fault. The classrooms are far apart, and I haven't planned the best route between them yet. I hope I'm not late to my classes every semester. Slide in my seat, the professor smiles at me before looking up to address the class. Good morning, I'm Professor Silver. Okay, this is the first day of TRN 231. In this class, you will learn everything you need to know how to be a head chef or a sous chef. Is everyone in the right class? Few people do something that sounds like shifting through schedules. Anyone? It's okay. I know how the first days of classes go. Someone raises their hand and awkwardly leaves the room. Anyone else? Okay, then. Well, as I said before, I'm Professor John Silver. Before you ask, I'm well aware of the long nature of my name, but I've never wanted fancy seafood, nor do I like pirates. He grins. Anyways, everyone's a freaking jokester in this school. I cook. I will help you guys to cook. I already posted the syllabus on the website, but I brought hard copies for everyone too. After that, it's standard procedure. He explains what assignments we have, what we're graded on, how we're graded. Looks like a slimmer Jim Sterling with the red tie and black shirt combo going. Thank God for him. I think I mentioned him in every video, but it's usually because I've watched him earlier in the day. I'm sorry. Big fan. Now, remember how I said that you'll get to be a sous chef and a head chef in a restaurant? That's because you're all going to have partners. My classmates sit a little straighter in their seats. It's obvious that they're hoping to get to pick who they work with. It might not be the fairest way of doing things, but I like to keep it simple, so you get to work with whoever's sharing a kitchen mini unit with you. Before anyone can say anything, he gives the class a sharp look. It's not always a benefit to be partnered up with a friend, so keep that in mind if you want to complain. I'll give you guys a few minutes to get to know your fellow chef for the next semester. This actually makes sense. You don't always get to work with who you want to. You don't always get to work with people you could actually put up with. But that's how kitchens roll. For the first time, I noticed that there's someone next to me. Oh, yes. She's really cute. She's short, round, shoulder length, lighter brown hair, and clear hazel eyes. So, I guess we're partners, huh? Oh, hi there. Yeah, I guess so. I'm... what? I'm like legit a little freaked out because that is my first name, and I did not like if it pulls your name from donations or anything. I didn't actually back this yet. I don't know. There's no way this should know this. What? Yeah, that is my first name. I guess enter. My name is not Carlson. But we'll go with Carlson because I don't feel like doing anything. Chris Carlson. Pleasure to meet you, Chris. She holds out her hand and I shake it. I'm Emily. What year are you? I'm a sophomore. Me too. That's funny. They were good with the Oxford comma, and then they got no commas here. What's going on? What's up? And I don't like this little thing on the tabs. It's very distracting. Unless it's supposed to be like a status meter with different people. But I don't think it is, because it's also the background for the sliders. It's over here. It's just... Oh, it's almost the same... No, it's not the same proportions. Yeah, I think it's just decorative, and it's distracting. I don't know. Also, the black on brown, bad choice. That's funny. I thought this class was mostly upperclassmen. I thought that too. Maybe we're the only two sophomores and we're just really lucky. Let's be optimistic. It's great luck. At this rate, let's try to do better than the upperclassmen and show them who's the best. What did I just say? I'm a moron. Emily giggles. You're cute. Yeah, why not? We're obviously the smartest by taking this class as sophomores. I nod eagerly. Damn straight. Emily smiles and then stares at me for a moment. You look familiar, actually. Do you work in the campus center? In the post office, actually. I've probably given you packages. And I got a package right here for you! Hey! 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 Yeah, that's, thank God it didn't go that way. That's probably it. I work in the library, so maybe I've seen you in there too? My face reddens. Maybe, but I haven't read all that much since starting college. Classes and work take up too much time. That's a shame. Now we know where to stalk her. She turns away and gives me a sly side smile to let me know that she's just teasing me. Everyone introduced? Great. Now for the rest of the class, I want you two to decide on a specialty for your restaurant's menu. Doesn't have to match your planned specialty, so there's no need to kill anyone over it. You can leave early and you and your partner decide before class ends. Both pick up our pens to take notes on our discussion. That should be easy. Do you have a specialty in mind? Personally? Nah, not yet. But for this class, I was thinking the Southern Comfort theme. It's just a bottle of Southern Comfort. Maybe decoratively cut open, I don't know. It's being written about a lot, and it's about as simple as Italian, so it's a good choice to make up for a lack of recipes. Italian's not all that simple, buddy. I'm pretty glad that I thought about this in advance. Emily looks unimpressed. That's interesting, but boring. Thank you. Yep, I wince. I think we shouldn't have to have a specialty. I think we should just let the ingredients do the talking. You know, like by having a menu that changes daily. It's very avant-garde. Also very suicidal when it comes to ordering and posting menus. You gotta have some standards. Come on. Emily smiles at me in encouragement. But people like to return to restaurants because it's familiar and they have a favorite dish and stuff. If you want to have a mix of styles, wouldn't it be easier just to specialize in fusion style? You also have to set things that you're fusioning with. Oh, sorry. Try to reply, Emily finds out. Granted, these are both supposed to be amateurs, so makes sense. I'm not calling myself pro by any means. I was a line cook. Come on. That's still way too constricting. I mean, what if today we go to our distributors and they have some really amazingly beautiful looking yu choy? Worked in produce for a few years. I know what that is too. She puts a hand on her hip and looks at me directly in the eyes. We get instant greenery for some awesome Chinese food, of course. I half nod because that makes sense, but I'm not sure I'm going to agree with everything else she says. You set up standards, you know, staples, and you have specials of the day. Compromise. That's probably how this conversation is going to end. But then 2 weeks later, I stop by the Mexican grocery and become desperate to cook some plantains and ancho chilies. It doesn't matter what was on my menu those 2 weeks ago, because now I want to make something completely different. While I understand what she's saying, I don't agree. That kind of style is really hard to establish. It looks like she's on the verge of yelling at me. I can tell she's very passionate about the subject. She's indecisive. You don't want to deal with this nonsense. And it's the management job to make sure that there's customers. We just make food. Try to decide because she's not wrong, but the food we pick matters, doesn't it? I look around the room and feel like everyone is arguing with their partner. No wonder the professor assigned the whole period to deciding. We argue about it until the end of class, but Emily finally concedes to a fusion motif. Well, that's just quitting. Alright, fast forward to... It's like 2 weeks later. Well, the first meeting didn't go all that well. We don't fight up that much. The project's going well. Probably hope that she had to be a sous chef first after losing a coin flip. Let us get our menu established. I'm not sure what she's going to do with it when it's time to trade places. So we have a menu with a page that changes weekly, but I still don't get what does and doesn't count as fusion. This is actually something I want to learn about. Trying my best to explain without sounding overbearing. It's really not always that clear. It's kind of like anything goes as long as there's soy sauce or oyster sauce, but I feel like we can get more specific than that. Our main menu is pretty cohesive, but we're expressing our creativity on the changing page. Yeah, but can the page just be cohesive with itself? Wouldn't that feel like two different menus just put together? Emily throws her hands up in the air. Oh, I can't talk about food anymore. I'm so hungry. Want to grab some dinner and then discuss it after I have something in my stomach? For myself, I'm going to check the time. What time is it? I had planned with friends. He looks at her watch. Oh, then I guess we need to schedule some other time to meet. Looks a little flustered. Nah, that's cool. You can join us. We chip in and order pizza and watch a movie. He stops looking nervous and looks at me incredulously. Isn't delivery pizza around here terrible? Yep. So that's why we complain about the food and watch bad movies that we get to complain about the whole way through. I'm sure we could talk about our project, too. Emily smiles for the first time since we started discussing the menu. Hi, that sounds fun. Okay, I'm in. Oh, maybe it was just flipping through the hours. Apparently we're also in last year. Welcome to 2013, everybody. Unless we're in like 2113, 2713. I don't even know. We walked to my dorm and we bumped into Paul paying the pizza guy. You just made it, bro. Who's this? He tries to gesture toward her, but the pizzas in his arms start wobbling. I quickly point at Emily before grabbing half the pile. You know, my lab partner, Emily. I thought she could join us tonight. He doesn't know, because you just got her as your lab partner, you dingus. We walked towards the TV room we reserved. Sure, I got a coupon last time. I already forgot which voice I'm doing from. We're going Southern Yokel now. So I got 2 extra larges at a medium. These will kill me if I eat more than I usually do. I think that was closer to it. Close the door open for us. Hi. We're around the room to see who she's talking to. Right in front of her is Lisa, a tall blonde girl with rimless glasses. Lisa looks a little mad. Oops, we are later than usual. Finally, what took you so long? Paul ignores her frustration and laughs. I want to change. The bastards are getting $1 more for their inferior food. You gotta tip a little bit, dude. You're in a culinary school. Lisa rolls her eyes. She looks at me and waves before noticing Emily. So, introduce me. That's Chris's partner's restaurant setup lab. Emily. Oh yeah, this is Paul. He's my roommate and fellow postal worker, and this is his girlfriend, Lisa. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you, too. So, what's the movie this time? It's Lisa's turn to beg, and she grabbed a romantic comedy. Oh, God, they're awful. I groan. Not again, Lisa. Paul nods. Yeah, you pick the same type of movie every time. No one else likes those films. Before Lisa can reply, Emily interrupts. I like romantic comedies. Way to take the bullet. Paul fake gasps and clutches his chest. Another unrealistic romantic? In my very presence? Emily holds up her arms in defense. What? I think it's sweet to see a story when everything can go wrong, but work out in the end, and never gets so sad that I want to cry. The humor is always just right. She smiles, and I take this chance to add my own 2 cents. More like weird. Life isn't really all that funny when guys and girls are making fools of themselves. Kind of sucks being the one to misunderstand things. Paul nods, and Lisa ignores me. I know, right? They're like modern-day fairy tales, and everyone always gets to live happily ever after, and the guy is always Prince Charming. Don't you just want to be swept off your feet like them? He looks thoughtful. I don't know about that. I don't think we need to have a guy who's as perfect as Prince Charming. I mean, romantic comedies are fun, but they're not realistic. I wouldn't set my heart on something like that happening to me. Lisa leans towards Emily and just manages to stop herself from grabbing and shaking her. What? But it's every girl's dream. That's why they make movies about it. I prefer the movies where the guys and girls are both imperfect and have to stumble along until they find something that works. Perfection is overrated. Lisa gasps and starts explaining why the only true romance is the one where the guy is perfect for or popular but falls for the outcast or something. Paul and I lose track pretty quickly. He winds up grudgingly setting up the movie, and I pass out plates for the pizza. Once it starts up, Lisa leaves Emily alone to comment on every line of the movie and playfully bicker with Paul. She's a movie talker. Why don't you ever serenade me outside a window?
Because someone would call campus police on me. It's not romantic if the whole dorm's mad at me.
Lisa elbows Paul. Shut up. They start snuggling a little, and I know they won't notice anything for a while, at least. I turn to Emily. So, Emily, you want to talk about the project now? No, let's watch them make out. Okay, I've been thinking about it, and I think that the extra menu should all have a single ingredient in common. And we can do mini sections like noodles and soup and stuff like the main menu to make them match. I smile encouragingly at her. That's a great idea. Any thoughts of ingredients? Anything goes as long as it's not ginger. But ginger's good. She makes a face to match her comments. Which she doesn't, because all face same. My smile drops. What's wrong with ginger? She sighs. You put it in everything. I saw some of your original recipes for other classes. You're like addicted to this stuff, and it's gross. You can joke about our own food choices. Says the person who was upset that we didn't add chicken feet to the menu. Your face at her. Who's gross now? I smirk as she practically growls at me. Emily shifts in her seat to appear taller. It's classic Cantonese. I laugh. And Americans think it's disgusting. Lisa lightly kicks me. Shh, this is the part where when she realizes that even though it was initially a bet, he truly does love her. Paul mimes a hanging motion. Please save me. We all laugh as Lisa lightly hits Paul. When we can manage it, Emily and I talk about class some more, but mostly we relax. It's a relief that she fits in really well with our little group. No, that's definitely fast forwarding through. Or is that like hours, minutes, seconds? The slashes weren't a good choice then. That's confusing. I thought we're just going by days and we've just traveled time through months. So, whose turn is it to pick the movie this time? Okay, this is a future thing. I don't know! I don't know how time works! Ah! My mind is breaking. Again, probably just for the demo. We're juniors now, and it's time for another movie night. No one's around anyway on Friday nights here, so it works out. I'm neatening up the place at last minute as Paul looks over the pizza menu online.
I think it's my turn, but I'm going to give it to Lisa. She's been really stressed lately.
I look at him quickly, surprised. Really? I couldn't tell. Paul shrugs from the table.
Lisa likes to play her cards close to the chest. It takes practice to be really good at reading her, and I've got carte blanche to look at her chest, so... Anyway, I grin and walk to the table. Haha, proof of your love. Paul grins back. Yep.
I look at my phone and check the time. I think Emily's running late tonight, so hopefully you and Lisa can relax a little beforehand. Paul elbows me.
You gonna ask her out anytime soon?
I shove him back. Geez, cut me some slack. I don't know if she likes me back, and I don't want her to think I'm only asking her because you guys are together.
Well, it'll take too long. I think there's guys in Lisa's labs who've been eyeing her.
Change the subject. Check my cell phone again. Where is everyone? I know Emily's running late, but shouldn't Lisa be here by now? Paul gives me a Adobe grin.
Trying to change the subject, huh? That's okay. I'll let it go.
I glare at him. Raises his hands placatingly.
Fine. She should be here at any moment.
You better not say anything when they get here. Before Paul can reply, we hear a knock on the door. So I'm guessing it ends up that Lisa and Emily start ending up in the same classes. Stands up to let Lisa in. I follow and see Lisa shrugging out of her coat. Even I can tell that she's looking frazzled. Hey Lisa, you okay? Lisa opens her mouth to say something but stops, take a deep breath, and replies, I'm fine, it's nothing. Obviously it's not nothing, so I lock eyes with Paul. He and I nod in agreement. Well, I think I'm going to go to my room and leave you two alone until Emily gets here. I try to smile, but I know it looks kind of awkward. Lisa ignores me, and when I leave the living room I hear Paul speaking. Eavesdropping. Let's get the dirt.
So, what's up? Are you okay?
Lisa snaps back. I'm fine, okay? Don't you start. Didn't you hear me just tell Chris that I was fine?
Whoa, wow, calm down. Take it easy. It's just that you look more stressed than usual. I'm not trying to make anything of it.
Lisa's voice gets a little higher pitched. Stressed? Of course I'm stressed.
Okay, then what's up? Talking about it should help.
You don't understand. Okay, I've successfully made it back to my room. Unfortunately, my hinge squeaks because I keep forgetting to buy that canned lubricating stuff. So I am not touching that door. I flipped the lights on though. But wow, I wish I weren't here. At least they can't see me. I hear Paul adopt his patient tone that he uses on me when I'm freaking out about our futures. I guess they're in adjacent rooms. Or sharing an apartment or something. He did say back to his place, so...
So explain it to me. Is this about how you're graduating this year? You never minded the age difference before.
Uh-oh. Lisa sounds uncertain. It's terrifying that when we graduate so soon I don't have a job lined up or anything.
School year's barely started. You're overreacting.
Normally Paul says this sort of thing to me, but it sounds way harsher when it's being said to someone else. Ha! So says you. You've been applying for work over the summer, but instead I spent my free time with you. I should have been... Whatever. You get that. You can read.
You are not blaming me for wanting to spend time with you. I would have understood if you were busy.
Oh, yes, because you're so understanding. You always have everything under control, don't you, Mr. Perfect? At this point, I feel more than a little awkward, but there really isn't anywhere that I wouldn't be able to hear them. For the first time, I curse the apartment's thin walls. Okay. Apartment explained.
What's that supposed to mean?
I'm having a hard time imagining Lisa's angry face, however, I'm definitely hearing her yelling voice. You have everything under control. You've planned your whole life, and it's all going according to plan. You're so noble, trying to improve your family business. You're so lucky to have a job lined up after school.
Paul sounds like he's trying another approach. Lisa cuts him off.
No, I don't want to waste my life selling vegetables like a stupid farmhand. I want to do things with my life and not waste my time with a minimum wage dead-end job. I gasp. Oh, snap.
What?
God, does Lisa even know what she's saying anymore? I get a text from Emily telling me that she's on her way. I replied, tell her not to bother. You heard me. I don't want to waste my life. This time, Paul cuts her off, and he sounds resigned.
Selling things to other people and being like, yeah, I heard you.
That's right. The first time she pauses. I don't even need to look at Paul's face to know how he's feeling. I mean, no, that's not... Wow, I've never heard Lisa stutter before. She's always been so sure of herself.
It's okay. I get it. Who wants to do something boring like me when they can run restaurants or cook for people and create? I get it.
Don't think I've heard Paul sound so angry either. Paul,
Paul sighs. It's probably for the best that we know how incompatible we really are sooner rather than later.
Lisa sounds nervous. Wait, you don't mean...
If you don't want to waste time on a job like mine, then you probably don't want to... You probably don't think all that well of people who do want to do it.
It's not that I think badly of you in particular, but, you know, people like your family.
Oh, shit.
I see where things are going. I text Emily not to worry about it and that she'll find out soon enough what's going on.
Lisa, you're just making it worse. Let's just break up. I think you need to grow up before seriously considering a relationship. Oh, I wonder if you could bag Lisa as a girlfriend in the full version. Ouch, you could have said that a bit nicer, but he doesn't sound angry anymore. What's that supposed to mean? Lisa sounds mad again. Paul doesn't rise to the bait. Well, it's just that you're way too judgmental, and apparently you're superficial, too. Sure, my family isn't rich, but we're pretty damn happy.
You have a lot of nerve to get all high and mighty on me.
You have a lot of nerve blaming me for your screw-up, so it's your fault we're having this conversation.
Large pause before I hear Lisa break into tears. You were supposed to be my support, and now I... There's some rattling and thumps before the door slams. I guess she left. Cautiously leave my room. Whoop. Paul? Paul sighs. Yeah, Chris? I scratched the back of my head. I canceled movie night with Emily. We need some guy time. She'll probably want to talk to Lisa anyway. Paul looks lifeless. I don't like seeing him like this.
Yeah, you're right. Let's just chill or something. You got a game you pre-ordered in the mail come today, right? Brighten the change in subject. Yeah, the new Assembled Arms Disassemble Lives FPS. Apparently, it has way more weapon configurations than the last one. Paul gives me a weak smile. Sounds great. Let's go hook up the system and get shooting.
Alright, and let's fast forward to March. It's been about a month since Paul and Lisa broke up. Emily still hangs out with Lisa, but I am glad that Lisa and Emily were in different years and couldn't be roommates. It would have made things even more awkward than they already are. Today I'm being heckled by Paul.
Come on, you said you'd do anything to cheer me up.
Well, yeah, but it's not that easy. I try to glare at him, but I'm too embarrassed to really do anything. Paul smirks at me.
That's what you always say. I gotta say, I'm getting tired of hearing it.
Make a comment about timing. Just waiting for the right time. Oh, they're still hounding me about, dating Emily. Paul sighs.
There's never gonna be a right time. Figure it out and just do it already.
I'm nervous, okay? Cut me some slack.
Man, I've been cutting you slack for like a year now. We're gonna graduate before you get your ass in gear.
Just as he finishes, I get a text. I pick up my phone and he leers at me.
Let me guess, Emily?
I doubt I'm not read, because that is from Emily. That's why it says Emily. Shut up! Paul looks at me knowingly, knowing what? I have no idea.
Oh, so what's it say?
Read the text and summarize it for him. She wants to know if we want... his summary is longer than a text. She wants to know if we want to hang out tomorrow. She's a project due at the end of the week, so she only has this weekend to hang out before she drowns in schoolwork. Paul raises his arms as if he's had some kind of epiphany.
Well, there you go. Ask her out.
I look at him incredulously. To what? I don't know what to do to make it a date. Paul shrugs.
There was that new cafe that opened up downtown, right? Take her there.
Before I can lose my nerve, I text. Let's go to that new coffee place. We can make a review of it for extra credit in the critics seminar. Or, you know, just have coffee and talk. Make out. Paul reads the message over my shoulder and laughs.
Weak. Very weak.
I shove him and read the reply. LOL, K. Bleh, LOL. Why can't I say LOL? K. 2:30 sound good? Let's walk over together. Touching butts. Well, she said yes, so there.
Yeah, but she thinks it's a school assignment. Now you have to confess or something.
I attempt to raise my eyebrow at him from the strange sentence. Are you okay in there? Are you suffering from a romantic movie overdose? Paul reddens. Don't remind him of his ex.
Shut up, I didn't know what to say. I only watch this movie because Lisa likes them.
I laugh. Obviously. I feel relieved that Paul can mention Lisa without getting too upset, and I can't stop smiling. After we both laugh for a bit, I shrug. Maybe she'll figure out that it's a date since it's just the two of us. Paul looks thoughtful.
Maybe. Good luck with that. Tomorrow you'd better come back a broken or a happy man. No half-assing anything.
Gauntlet thrown. Next day, Emily and I walk over to the new shop. She's smiling brightly as she points out different details of the cafe. Ooh, the decorations are nice. I nod in agreement. Yeah, it's not overly decorated, but it's not plain either. Managed to snag a table at the window. It's kind of cool they actually thought to put it out the window.
You ready to order?
I gesture towards Emily. She smiles. Yeah, I'll have the chicken salad sandwich and a chai latte.
What kind of milk?
Do you have soy milk?
Yeah, soy milk. Okay, and you, sir?
I reread the menu to make sure I haven't changed my mind. I'll have a tomato, mozzarella, and basil panini. And I'll drink an Americano. Could have just called it Caprice. I don't know if people know that.
Any sugar or milk?
Look at her like she's crazy. No, I'm fine. Yeah, I don't think they put those in Americanos. I don't remember. So the waitress leaves, Emily starts laughing. Hey, it's not that funny. Emily giggles. I don't know what's funnier, you drinking Americano or being offered cream and sugar? I reply defensively. It takes more effort than I'd like to not cross my arms, too. I'm just trying to get a feel for the quality of the espresso. Emily holds up her hands placatingly. Yeah, enjoy your Americano. If she gets to make fun of me, I get to make fun of her. Like, you're much better. Do you even like soy milk? I wanted to see if they had it. It'd be awkward if I asked for a whole milk when she just assumed I wanted soy. We stare at each other with serious expressions before bursting into more laughter. After we calm down some, we chat normally and quiet when lunch comes. Sandwiches are kind of overfilled, so we wind up making messes on our plates and using our forks. Emily smiles. Well, lunch was good. Take the opportunity to give my own opinion. If not kind of messy, these sandwiches are way too full. At least we got our money's worth. Yeah, they should have offered a side if that's the case. Sorry. I'm trying to read the menu and I don't think it's... I don't know, they got cappuccino and espresso on there. Maybe it is a Whole thing. We keep discussing our food and drinks while taking notes in our notebooks to help write the reviews later. Oh, so how was the Americano? I grin.
Strong.
I'll just get cappuccino like usual next time. Pause. I'm pretty sure they roast their own beans. It has that softer taste to it that goes with recently roasted, which is why I drank it in the first place. You? It's kind of sweet, but that's the trend for these days for chai lattes, so let me glance this through her notes. Oh, but the pea sprouts in my sandwich are very fresh. Yay. That's great. I read her comment in my notebook before replying. Yeah, I can tell they use good tomatoes in my panini. I bet they get their produce from Paul's place. Emily smiles. As they should. We pay our bills and walk around town some. But we don't have a town background, so we just... Oh, straight back to his room. Or her room, which looks exactly like his room. Because she's actually sleeping under her bed. When it starts getting close to dinner, I walk Emily back to her dorm room. I had fun today. Me too. We should do this again sometime. Emily looks nervous. As friends, or would it be a date? This is it, Chris. Don't back out now. I stare at my shoes and say, I was thinking it was a date. Emily sighs in what I hope is relief. Look up and she smiles brightly at me. I'd like that. Bow chicka bow wow. My cheeks warm and I start grinning. We say our goodbyes. Butts gonna get touched. I can't stop smiling. My whole walk back to my apartment. Probably look like an idiot, but I don't really care. Seeing as how it's a visual novel, maybe she is the only line on that front, but I was kind of hoping there's other characters. At least three other ladies you encounter. I was hoping that they would be fair game. Again, we'll see when the full version comes out. I'm probably going to back this. I'm digging this. Emily paces in front of me while wringing her hands. Calm down. Take her hands in mine as she stops moving. You broke her. You're a great cook. We go to a culinary school after all. I laugh a little, but Emily doesn't smile back. But what if I'm too nervous to mess up? They won't excuse it all because I go to a culinary school. She pulls her hands away from me and starts fidgeting with her hair. Ooh, your parents are going to hate me. It's Thanksgiving. Emily and I have been together a few months now. Oh, okay, so she's cooking Thanksgiving dinner for her family, or his family. After over 2 years, my parents really haven't seen what I've been getting out of school, and they want to meet Emily. So the parents were coming this way on a business trip, so we thought we'd kill two birds with one stone and invite them to visit here for Thanksgiving dinner. The other guys all went home, so it works out. Paul let Emily sleep on his bed, and my parents can stay in my room if they decide to stay over. Last I checked, they still haven't decided. I tried my best to plan for any contingency, but Emily is still working, not that I blame her. I hear a knock on the door. They're here. Emily straightens her clothes and fluffs her hair when I get to the door. Oh, honey, the apartment looks nice. It was a good decision of you to move out of the dorms.
With the extra cost, this apartment's going to be better than the average.
Well, since I don't have a meal plan anymore, you wind up spending about the same. Dad looks directly in the eye and gives me a small nod. I have no idea what he's agreeing to. Emily smiles and holds out her hand. Hello, Mr. and Mrs. Carlson. I'm Emily, your son's girlfriend. It's very nice to finally meet you. My mom smiles brightly back at her.
It's nice to meet you, too. You need any help getting anything ready for dinner? Lord knows my first Thanksgiving dinner was a disaster.
I don't know why they keep capitalizing dinner, but okay. Emily shakes her head emphatically. Oh, no, ma'am, I'm fine. School has us make Thanksgiving dinner every year since so many restaurants make sure to have special meals for the day.
I can see Mom's face light up with the anticipation of getting to tell a story. Here we go. That's the first thing I've heard about this school. I can't keep voices consistent tonight, I'm sorry. You wouldn't believe what happened the first time I tried to stuff a turkey.
Was that a euphemism? Mom and Emily voices trail off. They go to check things in the kitchen.
Because that's a woman's work.
I kid. I figured that now I had to make small talk with Dad. Dad, you want to sit down on the couch and watch some TV? We should probably wait until Mom has some free time for a tour.
Shouldn't you be with a woman in the kitchen?
Can't help with a whitey tone that I reply with. Dad, you can't say things like that. It's sexist. Dad looks at me a little too long before crossing his arms. Did I miss something?
No, it's stupid. You're wasting your time with this foolishness. It'd be one thing if you were lacking female influence in your life or something, but that's obviously not the case. How do you expect to support family this way? Being a chef isn't easy and it isn't guaranteed necessarily high pay. Let it go. I feel myself getting angry to have to think about Emily before I can bite back everything I want to say. Look, the point of this dinner is to meet Emily and have Thanksgiving with the family I already have. Let's not talk about this today. Look to the side. We just watch football or something? I think the recap's on now. Dad sighs. Fine, but only comes to Thanksgiving. We have to talk about this at some point. We watch TV for about an hour before I leave him to help Emily finish things up. I made the desserts, so I need to put them in the oven for heating while we eat. Emily does a great job with the meal. Mom cannot stop talking about her stuffing. Is that a euphemism? Dad even admits to thinking that my pies are better than Mom's, but when we start drinking our coffee... Emily, dear, you're such a great cook. You'll make a great wife someday. Oh, shots fired. Bow, 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 bow. Emily blushes. Thank you, Mrs. Carlson. That's quite a compliment. It's so nice to see that there's still women taking their roles as wives seriously. Too many women are off trying to have a career when they should be focusing on their husbands in the homes. This is not where I wanted this evening to go. Mom? I don't even want to think about what she's trying to do by making a comment like that. Emily seems to take it in stride. Oh, but I don't plan on being a housewife. Mom looks really surprised. What? I laugh nervously. Oh, you know Mom. She's super old-fashioned. Don't worry about it. Mom, of course, does not go along with my damage control and gets offended instead. Now, see here. I thought that the point of this dinner was to prove that Emily would make a good addition to our family. Didn't you go to culinary school to find a proper wife? I do not know where she got this idea. Dad takes this moment to further embarrass me. No, he wouldn't, because he thought, what would be the biggest waste of my time and parents' money? And realized that this was it. He rolls his eyes. If only it was to find a wife. Dad's being sarcastic, of course, but I'm not sure if it's meant more towards me or Mom. Mom! Dad! Really? He looks really uncomfortable at this point. Dad at least seems slightly apologetic for Mom's behavior. You can't be surprised by your mother's expecting wedding bells. She's been planning your wedding since you finished high school. Mom can tell I'm getting pretty upset, and it looks like she's thinking about what to say. So, Emily, what do you want to do? Are you against marriage or just not ready? I resist the urge to hold my breath. This is it. I'd never even asked Emily what she thought about marriage. Takes a deep breath. They've only been dating a few months. Actually, no, they've been dating like 8 months by this point. I want to be the head chef of a restaurant that I can co-run and own with somebody I feel I can trust. Sometimes I run away with my ideas, and I think that would lead to poor management of the restaurant if I try to do it myself. And then you end up on Kitchen Nightmares or Kitchen Impossible. But whatever. And then Gordon Ramsay, or this world's equivalent, calls you a donkey and tells you to F off. She pauses, and surprisingly, my parents let her continue. I'm not against marriage, but I always figured I'd be closer to 40 than 20 when I started worrying about it. Mom gazes at her with a critical eye before saying, Children? Without missing a beat, Emily replies, 1 or 2 after I turn 30 if I'm married. Otherwise, I'll consider adoption when I'm around 40, but only if it's relatively financially safe. I want to applaud her for giving such a perfect answer. I had no idea Emily thought about stuff like that. She's got cheat sheet under the table. Mom smiles. Okay, then, I approve. You have things reasonably thought out. I recommend being married to your restaurant co-owner, though. A family business is such a nice ring. Mom, not at all, subtly winks at me. If only I had my camera on. I feel a great weight leaving my body. In one fell swoop, Mom accepted our relationship and gave me the go-ahead on owning a restaurant. With Mom on my side, Dad will give in eventually, especially considering that I plan on saving the money for myself. Dad knows. Dad sighs. He knows it too. Emily, you're a sweet girl with what appears to be a good head on your shoulders. It's important that you know your limits. Keep my son in check, will you? I blink. I only want him to understand the value of the money we spend on him. I don't want him to kill himself by trying to prove that he does. I'm honestly surprised to hear Dad say that. I thought that he just thought I was being dumb. It never occurred to me that he was being worried about me. Mom nods too. It doesn't help that he's absolutely horrible at jokes. I did not marry him for his sense of humor. Emily laughs for probably the first time that night. Chris is not very good at it either. He doesn't always notice them either. Maybe Dad was trying to be funny earlier. I look at Dad and he looks pretty uncomfortable. I kind of roughly changed the subject and he looks grateful. For the rest of the evening, Emily smiles so brightly. I'm seeing spots and the evening ends kind of anticlimactically. Totally isn't what I expected, but I'm happy that things are quiet, at least for now. Although you might want to see a doctor about that spots thing. Right. Not too long after Thanksgiving, Mom calls me.
Okay, yeah, I'll ask her. Love you too, Mom. Bye, Mom. Hang up the phone and put it back in my pocket. Emily looks at me from her seat on the couch. How was it? Mom hopes that you're doing well and was wondering if you wanted to come to her New Year's party. Emily squeaks. Me? I laugh. Yeah, it was like love at first sight or something. She loves you. He blushes. I was just me, you know? I grin at her. Yep, no wonder she likes you so much. Emily shoves me. Shut up, don't tease me so much. We tussle for a while until my message tone goes off. Emily straightens her clothes as I read and reply to the text. Because, you know, they're watching you through the camera on the phone. Who was it? It's Paul. I want to know if we could hang out tonight. I said it was okay. Emily looks thoughtful. I guess it's okay. I wonder why he doesn't have a date, though. She smirks at me. After all, I know a couple girls who've asked him out for coffee. This time I'm the one who turns red. Cough in my hand. Well, he still misses Lisa. I don't think he's really trying to get over her. Lisa sighs. That sounds so lonely. Can't we do something about it? I shrug. Well, I'm actually going to wrap it here because this has been going for a while. It's a really solid demo. You get a good spread of the story. I also don't want to spoil this entire plot line for myself, but yeah. The Kickstarter link for this, the game's called Culina, Culina, but I will put the link in the info section. They've got 24 days left as of me recording this. Demo's right there, and they've got a form you can join for the minimum donation, or secondary minimum donation. Nothing else, you get a thank you letter for a minimum of $1, which is pretty nice. You don't see Kickstarters that go as low as $1 a lot, but kind of glad this one does. I'm probably going to go in and at least get a copy of the game if they don't have a beta as well. Apparently it's coming out on Windows, Mac, Linux, and Ouya, and you will get a Steam key if they ever get greenlit. So that's for the $12, the minimum. It looks like it's going to be $16 after that, but $12 is the early bird. They got about half of their those available left, so if you're into this, get on that. But yeah, thanks for watching, and keep tuned here for more demos and so forth. Bye-bye.